Hey everyone, today we are in deep rural Vermont and we are going to check out the abandoned Lyndonville radar base at the top of East Mountain. In order to get here, you have to go down a whole ton of very narrow logging roads, so hopefully we don't encounter a truck because we're going to have to probably turn around and backtrack a little bit because there's just not enough space to pass one. And there is active logging today, and we are first going to go look at the living quarters of this base, which is coming up in just a few minutes. Alright, at this point we are going to take a right because left is only logging roads and they're very active at this time. Up here there's no tire tracks or anything to tell you that there's logging. This road in some areas is severely eroded. Now this road is actually paved. This is just what happens after 60 years of neglect to the asphalt and getting run over by log trucks and destroyed by the grader trying to fix the potholes. So this base, the construction started in 1954, it was abandoned in 1963, and it only operated for a full 7 years. This road's really, really bad. Whoa. You got miles of this stuff leading up to it. And we have arrived. So first we're gonna go here and explore these buildings down here. You see everything's paved, it's a nice sunny day. This is where everyone lived. We got the cafeteria building. There's a gymnasium here, lots of abandoned tanks, the auto shop, a bunch of boiler houses, and I'm sure one of them used to be a generator house, but I'm not sure which one. So we're just gonna come up here and park, and I'm gonna bring a big light in some of these buildings. All right, everyone, the first building here was probably a little generator building. Over the years, many of the buildings have burned down. The metal's been stolen by scrappers. But over here is some sort of automotive building. It's got the big pit in the floor to be able to work on cars from beneath without the need of a lift. Garage door was just smashed in. Got a small room here, and right around the corner is a much bigger room. What do you think of my contraption here? We have this off-road light with a big power bank in my pocket. It's way better than last time. We could barely see in here with the headlamp. The material all over the floor smells like pee. There has to be lots of mice. Look how heavy duty this setup is for the garage door. I thought this was pretty cool. Almost every building has a gigantic boiler like this, covered in asbestos. So this big building here is the cafeteria building. So this building here was in pretty good shape a couple years ago. After a party, there was a gigantic fire in here in 2021. That's what caused all this damage. Maybe a shower pan. Look at the hay on the ground. It looks like an animal cage. There's a bunch of birds up here. A lot of bullet holes. It's a nice day. It's like 55 degrees. Perfect weather for walking around. Look at the apple tree. The apples are all ripe and ready to eat. These are all housing buildings. Coming up is the gym. Every one of these buildings has a giant fuel oil tank. That abandoned foundation I just walked over, I'm assuming was one of the housing buildings, since the Foundation is the same shape and size, same entryway. There's still dripping water coming off the roof. This is pretty cool. Look at this. Shower room. Toilet. Another big boiler. Right here, I would assume, is another central boiler building. Like they had one boiler maybe piped over to all these housing buildings. Something like that. Or it could have been a generator. These buildings kind of look like mobile homes or really old trailers, the way they're put together. This one over here, the roof is completely crushed by snow. This one has no fire damage. Can't really go in there though because it's so crushed. Look at that. Amazingly, these buildings, despite the sheetrock, I don't see mold anywhere. Got the cafeteria building. The auto building was over there. A bunch of foundations that are torn down. This is all one big continuous building down to where we went in with the crushed roof. And there's one here that we can walk in. It's nice to note that all the storm drains and stuff are still working, amazingly. Yep, you see somebody started a huge fire in here. That may have compromised it enough where winter was able to crush it. But then again, the one next to it got crushed and it doesn't have any fire damage. More foundations, more tanks. Let's get back in the car and we have another almost 5-mile ride up the mountain to the radar station. But the road is blocked in a few spots. Heading back out onto the main road. Back out on the main road. The roads are kind of fun to drive down. So this is the last active logging road. Now you have to deal with the road being this narrow for the next 4 miles to the top of the mountain where the radar station is, with numerous floods. And right here, the road is completely washed out because of beavers. You see, years ago, they tried to block the road to keep anyone from coming up here with this massive, giant 10,000-gallon fuel tank. The last time I was here, the beavers have created this flood by clogging the culvert pipe. And it's worse than it was last time, so eventually this road will be impassable. Looking up at the top of the mountain, I don't think I can see any of the radar buildings. Last time it was foggy up there. Today's a much clearer day, but it might still be foggy. Just keeping an eye on my front wheel, making sure I don't fall off, but we made it through here pretty easily. Now the only thing is, I hope we don't pass another vehicle because there's not many spots to get over. It's very narrow, but it's also very smooth. The entire road is paved all the way up the mountain. We'll be going up to 3,400 feet. So almost at the top of the mountain, there's this tiny little road that's very easy to miss with a building. It's so nice and lush up here. The trees are beautiful. The auto road is absolutely breathtaking. The moss is absolutely everywhere. It's cooler up here. It's rainier up here. Today it's not foggy, so we'll actually probably have a good view up here, which is absolutely amazing. So we got our big light on. Let's go inside these buildings and see what's up. And we also got a massive fuel tank right here. Over here, I'm not sure what this was. Maybe another generator or something sitting in this cage. Empty room. Let's take a look in here. You see lots of wire runs. I imagine that's what that's for, to put wiring inside the floor. Maybe a toilet. Yep, I see a smashed toilet. Lots of garbage from people camping in here. All right, we just explored that building. Now we just take a right-hand turn out of here back onto the auto road, and we'll be to the top in like 1 minute. Here we are at the top. There are so many nails in the road right here, so this is as far as I'm gonna go, is right here. This place is amazing. Let's get out and explore. Last time we were out here, it was so foggy, we actually missed this building right here. So today's a beautiful day. We might actually have a view when we get up here to the top. It looks like we might have the place to ourselves again, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So last time I went up here, I accidentally drove through a bunch of nails. It looked like someone dragged out a bunch of building material to set it on fire. So these 3 smaller buildings are like death traps in there. They have sheet metal floors on all the levels, and you have to walk on the beams, and it's like all just destroyed. But I want to get to the top of the big building, which is extremely easy. It has a nice, secure staircase going up to the top. Maybe we can get a good view today. Last time it was dense fog. Couldn't even have seen that in front of me. Got a lot of duct work and stuff. See it all over the side. I guess that's what people didn't want when they were illegally scrapping it. Right here we got all these areas to add wiring into the floor. See all these little cables hanging? Likely a drop ceiling, I would assume. Over here someone made like a little shooting range. This building has a partial basement, which is an absolute mess. You wouldn't want to go down there. Just mangled sheet metal and other debris. We walked behind the building last time, and this whole foundation's about to just fall out. All right, everyone. We're entering one of the small buildings. Just be very careful. This is what I was talking about. See how it's a death trap? The entire floor in here is really thin sheet metal, and you could fall through just about anywhere if you're not walking on the beams. This building's making so much noise, loose sheet metal. It's gonna be windy up there today. Last time we got lucky, it was foggy and completely still. I don't think anyone's here, but we do hear a lot of weird noises from the wind. Didn't notice this last time. Maybe a septic tank full of garbage. So, originally, when the government abandoned this, they made sure nobody could come in here. But people obviously cut it out of the way. Oh my gosh. The wind getting sucked up through this stairwell. Hope you guys can hear me. The wind is extreme throughout this. And the noises up here of dripping water and things moving. Anyone up here? I doubt it. Usually this place just has people hanging out in the middle of the night. You gotta be careful. See, this is one of those metal floors, but this building seems to be well more secure. Wow, look at that view. Can't wait to get to the top. Continuing up. So this property here is actually privately owned, but to my knowledge, they don't have a problem with explorers or anyone being here. The road's not blocked off. That was originally blocked off by the military, the way it is. Nothing saying you can't come up here. So this property was built originally, it was bought originally, not many years back, to be a wind farm at the top of the mountain. But the owner could never get the proper permits to do it. So it kept getting denied because he didn't have proper planning or something. Top level. We'll go up onto the roof in a minute. We got to climb a ladder to do that. Let's just go outside one more time. Here's another very sketchy way to get onto the roof. Look at this, it's just a death drop if you were to fall, but there is a guard on the ladder, but there's nowhere to walk up top. Wow, the view is amazing. All right, so there's a massive amount of wind pouring out of that door, just going right up the staircase. I guess in this corner of the building, it's all becoming trapped like a funnel, forcing it on up through. But once you're up here in the actual floors, there's no wind. I think that's about to change. Now that we're getting up onto the roof, right here there would have been another hoist. That's how they got things up here. So to get things up to this floor and hoist them again, where did it come in through? There has to be another door in the floor, maybe covered up with debris or something. There has to be. Or maybe they lifted it all the way up onto the roof and then down in here. Yeah, I think there might be a hoist at the top. I'm hugging like down low to the floor. There's no wind the way it's coming up and over. So I don't see anywhere that there would have been a hoist up top. Not as windy as I thought until we get near the edges. Beautiful mountaintop, look at this. And there's the road we came in on. That might be the beaver swamp at the bottom, but I just could not see this building from down below. That building right there is also very secure as far as the staircase. But this one here is very dangerous. That's the rusted out one. All three of the short ones are very rusted out. Just had to come back today on a nice day to get some views of the place and also make a shorter video now that I know the place, know around it. Can easily film a much shorter video. Look at this, it's nothing but wilderness. I see a couple little cabins here and there. I see a lake, but mostly just uninhabited land. It's amazing. Deep rural Vermont. This wind actually feels really good. Now I think we're gonna go maybe over to that building. Although, I may have just seen someone looking out the window on there. So we'll have to keep that in mind. Just keep looking at it again. That window right there. I swear I just saw something in there. I could lose my hat up here pretty easily. How did I miss that? There's the elevator shaft or the hoist shaft. All right, everyone, here we are at the other big tower, which is built similar to that one we were just in. This one doesn't have rusted out floors. So right there would have been a giant fuel tank to power a boiler and or generator inside here. You see the asbestos covered pipe, very well insulated going up into the building. They have harsh winters up here. Up here at the top of the mountain, I'm sure they get down to -40 quite often. Yeah. So I don't know if anyone's in here or not. There's no cars or anything up here, so probably not. There's a lot of stuff missing, so we got to be careful walking through this. And I think we're in the clear now, just the bottom section. Anyone up here? Just exploring. There is a lot of places here with holes missing. Bathroom maybe. We have a good shelter here from the wind. We got to go up one more floor, then we'll have a ladder to the roof. Another good view. Toilet, look at all that nice green moss. Top floor. Smells like pee up here. Look at this nastiness. Smells so gross up here. No, guess no one's up here. This place is so really creepy when it's windy. There's all kinds of weird noises in the background. And outside, there's so many strange noises. And we're all alone up here, I'm realizing now. So good. We cleared everything. We didn't go in the small buildings, but you'd hear anything walking around in them because they're made of sheet metal. Wow. Gorgeous view up here. Look at this, you can see all the towers. All 5 of them. This place is so cool. That has to be the road we came in on. Oh, I can see the beaver swamp. So, yeah, I was just looking up here at the wrong spot. That's got to be the beaver swamp right there where all the small trees are. You just can't see the water. So somewhere down there we'll have to figure this out if we can see up here or not. That might be the base camp that we were at. That opening. Wow. We didn't see that building either last time. It was so foggy. We're gonna have to go check that out real quick when we get down. Yeah, the last time I was here, I actually drove down this road here and it went to a place where I could just barely turn around. I saw this right here with the tank and things, but you can't see a building, can you? I didn't think there would be one. Maybe there's one further down here. The pavement ends right here, so maybe not, I don't know. We can quickly look on the satellite, but let's go look at this one first. Wow, it's literally right here. You just couldn't see it around the corner. That's a pretty tree. Big blower fan. It's another building with wire runs. That's about it. Oh, for a minute I thought there was a light on, the way that's projecting like that. This building's in relatively good shape. This part of the building is built like where the people were living down at the bottom of the mountain. Same exact concept. Doesn't that look like a light on down there? It does. This is cool. No, there does not appear to be another building down there. But that was cool. We had 2 buildings today we did not see last time. The last time we were here, and that was only a couple days ago, there was a giant toad in here. I tried to rescue him, but he was underneath that piece of sheet metal that's too heavy to move, at least without crushing him. Do we see him anywhere where we could grab him? Because there's no way he got out of this pit. There's no way. Do we happen to see a big toad? Because I want to get him if we see him. He's probably still underneath this. I'll go down in there for a few minutes and look for him. All right, everybody. I could not get the toad out. I couldn't find him. I tried moving the piece of sheet metal with all my might. Couldn't get it to flip over or anything. I hope today's video was interesting, everybody. Thanks for watching and have a great day.